I want to read you something from The Great Divide. He who has never made a mistake is one who never does anything. Great men and women, great blunders. Little men, little women, little blunders. No men, no women at all, no blunders. He who has never made a mistake is one who never does anything. Great men and women, great blunders. Little men and women, little blunders. No men or women at all, no blunders. So guess what? There's no condemnation. We all make mistakes. We all make blunders, but you got to press towards the mark. You got to press towards the mark. A good plowsman, a good plowswoman does not look back. We shake it off. It's like water off a duck's back, and we press on to our future that is great. Remember, preparation is vital. Evening preparation, morning preparation. Then, when we're properly prepared, because either we're going to prepare to win or we're not going to prepare and we're going to fail. So once we properly prepare and we stay on purpose, in principle, optimistic, removing all false imaginations of negativity, of everything that exalts itself against what you're achieving and striving to do in practice to help people to receive their God-given health potential, you have to remove that from your mind. And one way of removing that is with reversing the negative thinking by casting it down and also affirming positive statements, positive scriptures, positive quotes that will excite you and that will affirm to you that you're blessed coming in, that you're blessed going out, that everything that you touch shall prosper, that greater is he that is in you than he that is in this world, and that all things work together for good for you. You got to remember that. And that the eyes of your understanding are enlightened to be able to see the truth, and the truth will continue to set you free in moving forward in achieving the vision mapping and your goals and even your checklists that you do each and every day. And you got to get things off of your mind and off of your head. And one way of doing that, when we have too much on our mind, a lot of times what happens is procrastination, confusion sets in. And then we get a yoke of heaviness, and then our mind gets bottled up, and then we're not able to even serve the people that come into us correctly because there's so much on our mind. But get it off of your mind. How do you do that? Well, you sit in the silence. How do you do that, Dr. Rob? Well, you write checklists. Everything should be down on a checklist off of your mind, onto a checklist into your calendar. Like myself and Dr. Ben, we run our life on the Google Calendar. If you don't use a Google Calendar, you need to start with your smartphone, iPad, computers, and use a Google Calendar that you should put in your team meetings. You should put in even your team huddles. You should put in everything that has anything, your vacations. You should put in anything and everything that has anything to do with you onto that Google Calendar so that it's off of your mind. We have enough stress. We have enough, what we do as doctors is emotional, it's physical, it's spiritual. We have enough going on between our ears each and every day. We get it off of our mind and into the Google Calendar, and then it helps to have a yoke of lightness, and it literally refreshes you and replenishes you throughout the day to be able to know, okay, I just have to go in the Google Calendar and see and follow that throughout the day. That's vital. That's very, very important. And having said that, though, when you're in the office and you're serving the people, your team should not have the phone. You should not have the phone. It should be put away into even another room, hidden really, so that you don't go back and forth, because there's different studies, right? We all know how this affects the brain, right? So we need to put away, like the Bible says, really put away, it's not childish, but put away childish things, and do what is correct to do as healthcare professionals in this health culture that we're living in today. And remember this one thing, is that we don't want to condemn ourselves, because God doesn't condemn. God is love. God convicts but does not condemn. But God is love. The Bible says God is love, right? And the Bible says, count it all joy when you fall into various tribulations and trials. That's what Jesus did before he went to the cross. So we want to be able to have good focus, have clarity of mind, to be able to function and delegate and be on purpose, in principle, on a daily basis, to be able to give that specific scientific chiropractic adjustment, that when we're at that state, what I found is, in 46 years of being a doctor, is that when we're at that state of clear focus, a yoke of lightness, utilizing the Google Calendar, utilizing different type of things, iPad, computer, getting it off of our mind, clearing us out. It's almost like when we give that specific scientific chiropractic adjustment each time, like BJ said, it's the adjustment with something extra. But when our minds are all fogged up and we're thinking about all the different things we need to do, and it's not on the Google Calendar, but it's weighing heavy on our mind, well, then I found, maybe you have too, that it's hard to give and focus, being one with the bone, seeing that bone moves before it moves, being clear, to give that adjustment with something extra. But when we're walking in that peace of God, that surpasses all human understanding. But when we're walking in that yoke of lightness, when we're walking in principle, on purpose, focus, then that adjustment with something extra manifests more often. Remember that I just read, Great Divide. Great blunders, great men. Small blunders, small men and women. Big blunders, great men and women. We all go through it, gang, but we count it all joy. In James it says, when we go through trials and tribulations, and being, like I told you so many times before, in that silence, in the morning and in the evening, peace be still, for that I am God. Remember, with God, all things are possible. Dr. Ben and I appreciate you, love you, and we'll speak to you soon.